Alright, what's up guys? Following Winter here, and we are back with a deck profile for the new Tachikazes from the technical booster. So the starters is we are running the baby, what is it, Chimera, which is Boss 1 when it gets retired, and put it into Soul, should be? No, it's just when it gets put into Drop Zone. You Boss 1, search your deck for a grade 1, call it to rear guard, and it gets +3 until end of that turn. So you pretty much retire it, search out a grade 1, and potentially get a 10k booster. Trigger lineup is just 4 of the Ancient Dragon Dino Dial. I have one here just because I am missing that one at the moment, but I'm going to replace that immediately once I get it. This is just your put into Soul to unflip a damage. It comes in handy. There's not too many situations where I run out of Counterblast, but to be on the safe side, it's kind of better. I'm running 4 of the put into Soul, gain 5,000 and draw a card for Gaia units. You just kind of want to run 8 crits because hitting crits is useful, and there's not too many reasons to run stands because most units are going to be sacked and then come back in standing or just not be there, and they don't get super large amounts of power, so it's not really needed. Then we have the 4 draws, put into Soul, give something +3. You don't need a lot of Soul in this deck, but it comes in handy just in case, and giving +3 to things might let you hit decent numbers. And then lastly, just heals. For grade 1s, we have the Perfect Guard. These are the Savage, what do you call it? Savage Guardians. Just the basic unflip G Perfect Guards. You can try running the Engorge Perfect Guards, but I'm not running the full G build. I'm running Dark Rex, so this kind of is a little bit nicer since you don't really have the engine to search out your Engorge units anyway, so it's not entirely necessary. Then we've got the Hand Striders or Stride Fodder. Just kind of basic thing you want to stride in this deck because the stride units are actually really good. And then we have the new unit, the Freezer Mix, which is pretty much their unflip engine and just works pretty well with Gaia Emperor Stride skill. Allows you to do a bunch of plays, which helps out a lot. And then we have 2 Savage Heroine, which gets 3,000 for each of your units that are engorged. So it's kind of just a really backup card because there's not too many other cards I can think of right now that I'd be running. If there's a bunch of there's some other cards potentially. I believe there's the 6k grade 1 where when it gets retired you give 2 units power and stuff. You can also try running those, but this is kind of what I have on hand at the moment. For grade 2s, we're running the Amber Clone, Jigsawsaurus. This card is really good. It's just on boost, Boss 1, sack one of your units. This gets +5, and the ability, if he hits, he draws a card. Until, should be end of turn. Or, yep. So it's just a really good card. It allows you to make a bunch of like huge number plays and stuff, especially with Gaia Emperor's stride skill. That's pretty much the main reason you're running it at 4. Next we have the Mammoth. This card is pretty much just on retire, Counterblast, Soul Blast 1, bring him back, and he becomes the 11k. And he's not really limited to like once per turn kind of skills and stuff because it's a new unit when it gets called back. So you can, if you have enough Counterblast, you can just keep making this thing swing for 11. And then we've got 2 of the Glimmer Breath clone, which is just an Engorge unit. You Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, it becomes 11k, and when you swing, if it becomes engorged, it gets +5 and you get a draw card. And then we've got the Rex 11k. where if you have a Rex in your bind zone, then this becomes an 11k, and when you retire, or when this is retired in battle phase, and you have a Rex Vanguard, you draw a card. So you can kind of like sack it for your Rex, your Dark Rex skill, and you get to draw a card off of it, so you don't minus. For the grade 3s, we have 4 Gaia Emperor, because he's kind of like the main unit in this deck, and his stride skill is ridiculous. You counterblast 1, you choose 2 of your units, and they get the ability when they die, they come back. It's insanely useful, and it is pretty much why this deck is actually really good right now, because you can literally target a column and make those rear guards come back, and you have a full extra column to attack with pretty much every turn you stride. Its other ability is just if this unit is engorged for at GB2, it gets plus 5,000 and plus 1, so you can just like sack 1 rear guard and get an extra crit if you really need to, although in most of the time your goal is to try to stride. Then you've got the Dark Rexes as your other grade 3s. It's just skill is bind, choose one of your units, it gets plus 3. And from Bind Zone Limit Break 4, you sack 3 units and ride him. So you're pretty much just getting extra attack extensions off of him, and you're technically taking like a -1 to pretty much swing again if the attack did not hit on the Vanguard. For the Stride Zone, I am running 2 of the new rare stride unit from the technical booster. Pretty much its ability is when it's engorged, it gets plus 3, and if you sacked 2 or more units, you tire a unit in the front row. This works really well with the Amber Clone. I forgot to mention that the Amber Clone also retires a rear guard, so you swing with that, you get something. The unit you sacked with it probably comes back. You sack 2 units with this, you either took a -1 or you brought it back because it was like a tank mammoth or something, and you just killed another one of the rear guards. It's just a really nice first stride. It puts in a lot of work. We've got 1 copy of the Generation Rare from this, Twin Tempest. It's pretty much the Tempest Bolt from Narukami. After it attacks, you can counterblast 1 or counterblast 2, Soul Blast 2, and you flip a copy. Or no, you just choose 3 rear guards and retire. Sorry about that. And you're just retiring all of your opponent's rear guards for retire 3. And if you didn't retire anything off your field off of your stride skill yet, then you just got 2 of your rear guards back, and you only sacked 1 to kill everything on their side of the field. Actually, oh wait. Yeah, you tire everything, so you sack 3 rear guards and everything dies. So even if you have more than those 3 units, then those units also die as well. But yeah, it's really good for clearing boards if you know your opponent needs their board and you just kind of like don't need to commit all of your rear guards. Just a really nice tech unit. We've got the 1 Madu because you're running a 10k Vanguard, and you can pretty much be on 1, stride using one of your Dark Rexes, get it back to hand, bind it, and then use its skill immediately on the Madu turn. So it works really nice to combo and set up with that. And then we have the 4 Dogmas, because the Gluttony Dogma is a restander, and it's one of the pretty good ones, honestly. Its ability is, it needs to be GB2, it has the Gorge skill, and with this card you probably want to be retiring all 5 of your rear guards using his skill, since if you retire 3 cards or more using the Gorge skill, this gets plus 10,000, so you're swinging for 26 or 36 at least with this card. Then if you sacked 5 or more, you stand and you lose drive check -1, so you get 5 drive checks total, swinging for 36, and you're sacking 5 rear guards. 2 of them are probably coming back, so you're not minusing very hard off of this card. And if you have the Dark Rex set up and you have like a mammoth on top of the 2 rear guards you saved with Gaia Emperor, you are making 3 Vanguard attacks and you probably did not minus that hard that turn. So it's a really nice combo. It's more combo-oriented deck where you try to get the multi-attack turn out compared to the full G Engorge build. But it seems to be working pretty okay so far, and I like it. If you guys have any questions or comments and stuff, let us know, and we will see you in the next video.